Hello everyone and welcome to my first basic tutorial. I am Oath Alliance and this tutorial will be about pretty much starting off your basic base. Now as you can see I've got my commander here, and the first thing that most people do is they go ahead and set up to build just 3 of these metal extractors, and you can see I'm not really tanking my economy at all, even though I'm taking time to build all 3 of those. Slowly here, and alright, and you can see that just the time in between then is just enough for my commander to continue building. So one thing that you want to do then after that is just go ahead and get out a power generator. As you can see, my energy is starting to get low. It's going to be something I need here. Slowly just builds that there. And now I'm good. So now what you want to do is start expanding. Now as you can see I've got a lot of water here which I can expand to, and I've also got some land. But I'm going to go ahead and start off land because most people usually do play on land. So what you normally do is go ahead and get out a bot factory, just because they tend to be cheaper and easier to use. I'm going to go ahead and set her up on. Now you're going to want to build tons of fabrication bots because they're always used for anything, for helping you build something or for doing other things. So you'll want to go ahead and start getting those out ASAP. Now after that, most people go ahead and start sending their commander do off some task or start building other things. What I like to do is I like to go ahead and put my commander building power generators. I just do a wave formation like this. Just lots of power generators. Just really compact also. Save you room and energy, and the commander will sort out where they need to go even though they're all together. Now what you want to do is go ahead and start expanding with your fabrication bots. Just go ahead and queue up quite a bit for them to do. As you can see, I'm going to have this one. Go ahead and do it. Now, fabrication bots sadly aren't incredibly fast, so go ahead and team up another one with them, and that'll give you pretty much optimal usage. Now, as you can see, my power economy is kind of in dire straits at this moment. I'm just waiting on my commander working on that. Now, you will have to accept the fact that at some point your economy may just be having problems just as you get started. As you can see, I'm getting power back there as they in between, and commander's still getting more. So now at this point I've got 2 options. I can either go ahead and take this bot and send it off doing more, which I'd normally do. Normally I'd send it off getting more metal, but since all of that metal is in the water and fabrication bots can't get into the water there, I'm going to go ahead and send them off building some more power generators, since they're going to be an important thing. Now normally you don't want to go ahead and invest more than 1 or 2 groups, because as you can see I'm already starting to have quite a bit of extra power now compared to my metal, so it's something you really want. Now with water, what you'll want to do is go ahead and get a facility up, a naval factory. Now naval factories, unlike normal factories, are harder to build just for the fact that fabrication bots hate getting near the water, so you have to build them incredibly close. Now normally I would have built an air factory to go ahead and do some skying, but since I'm fighting against an AI which I have set to do nothing, I'm just showing off just some of the basic building techniques that you need for a base. Now it's alright to have extra engineers doing nothing as they come off, just because your economy may not be able to stand an entire thing. Definitely pulling units that you don't need off of buildings just to go ahead and free up more resources is an important thing. I definitely have quite a bit more power now, as you can see in the positive for the most part. I've already expanded quite a bit. I'm going to be soon taking all of that, those bots, getting on it. And pretty much. Normally I would have had 2 or 3 of these groups just going out and grabbing more, but since I don't have a lot of extra room on this world, I'm just going to go ahead and send out very few. Send these guys out alone, since I don't need them to. Go ahead and send out large groups. And Naval Factory is almost completed here. And there you go. Alright, now I just have to wait for my first one to come off the line there. Starting to get some positive metal finally here. Starting to cross in between. Definitely in quite good shape with power, and I mean, and one thing a lot of people make the mistake of is they send 2 or 3 groups on just building power. Actually more than 2, like 3 or 4 groups, which you don't really need at all. You know, just 2. You'll be in the straits for a little bit, but after that you'll be fine. Now the one thing you do really need to note is that naval fabricators use quite a bit of power and quite a bit of metal. They're probably the fastest building, but they tend to take quite a bit out of your economy. So you'll want to watch out for them and not try to build like a dozen things at once with 1 or 2 of them. But as you can see, my economy is actually doing quite well now. Still got a positive economy, and power is positive, and my metal is positive in between. That bot's getting down there, and almost done with this. So still expanding more. Map control is key. One thing I don't see a lot is people just sort of build in their own backyard, and that's it. They don't move out anywhere. They don't expand things like this, things like this. They just sort of sit in their own backyard and play in the sand, and then they're not sure why they get beaten in the end. Expansion is a key point. So as you can see, I'm just expanding a huge amount. And map control allows me to suddenly have all of this. Now, while I'm not building an army or anything, I do now have the basis for building a strong navy, and actually possibly even getting up to Tech 2 here soon. And this was all completed in about 7, almost 8 minutes. So definitely this is not something incredibly hard to do, but always expand and don't send tons of units building power, and you should be good.